Holy cow.
Oh, that's a difference.
That's big.
Nice.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
God.
certainly large. I'm taking a picture of this. This could be the thumbnail. Actually, wait, put both turbos up here, and I'll get a picture there.
Actually, I want to see the
Is it
back side.
cracking? Or is that only a
Oh.
first gen problem?
No cracks. Nice. It's so tiny.
Alright, stick the two turbos up there.
Look at the difference.
Move your hand, I can't see. Oh my gosh!
So different. Yeah, Ben needs to see the difference here.
Do we have a V-band gasket?
No, they don't have them. This will be fine.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it might leak, but that's fine. V-bands don't really leak.
No, they don't. The way they're designed, they don't.
Put the turbos up there on your thing, and angle them the same way. Because then this will be a better picture for the thumbnail. You able to move your hand or no?
No. Oh.
Lean back a little. Perfect. That'll be a good thumbnail.
So turbo. Turbo. Nice.
It's so huge! Oh my gosh! It's gonna explode! Turbo go boom!
Whee!
Nice. Yeah, that downpipe doesn't look like it's too difficult to make.
Hey Ben, you want to make a downpipe?
Right now? Alright, I knew I saw a wire brush. Yes, there's one right here. I'm just gonna take this. So big! Everything is ported. You're gonna blow your charge pipes off.
Boost controller.
Turbo. Turbo. Turbo.
I think that's the last thing I need off of this.
I'm kind of upset that this gasket isn't gonna work.
Oh.
This is just a free one I got. It was for a WRX. The turbo downpipe.
Oh. Turbo.
Yes. Oh man, this is like really just so very, very off.
You're like really upset about that.
It's so off. Like
What the oil fade lines, so the banjo boat for it is so weird.
Huh. Like this is gonna just be an unfortunate time. I mean, everything else looks like it's gonna line up.
That's gotta just because they
I
don't
like
jig it like while welding. When
I
it's
like
jig it,
this one's
tack
not
it,
welded.
and then when they weld all the way, it's just like,
Yeah. That's the best sounding Civic I think I've ever seen.
yeah, they really played to the lower tones.
Yeah.
This thing gets a little ricey.
Oh, yes, it does.
Yes.
It's like mo.
Oh god. No, don't do that.
You know,
The
I
first
think
thing I
that's
said
when,
was that muffler needs to go.
Yeah, literally, like the muffler.
Just literally take
the
it off.
muffler is, I think, just like a glass pack thing.
Just
so, like,
take it off.
It wubs at low enough RPM, but once you're on it, it starts just going straight.
Hey,
You know,
it's the wing.
I was scared of putting a loud
Back
exhaust on my car because I thought it was going to sound like
I'm the
a
one
Civic?
that told him
Like
to get
that.
that cannon. Have you seen this thing?
Oh no.
It's. I literally was like, I want the muffler without the muffler. So, I have this section of pipe. It's stock diameter, so it's slightly smaller. But we could weld something onto it. I want to get like an actual N1 style cannon for it, because those sound really good with unequal headers and all that.
That's pretty cool.
But for now, this sounds fine, and it gets louder over time because it's burning off the glass on the inside. That's how glass packs
You
work.
like smog fest, and it's like, 0.3% glass? That's weird.
Well, that's just how they work. Because
Pasta.
once you have them on the car long
I gotta get a
enough,
picture of 3 hoods open.
yeah, if you've got the if you've got enough oil going into the exhaust, eventually it
It's just
takes
D-glass
a
packs.
4.
you know, out of
Yeah,
everyone's.
The poor people come.
3A.
The poorer people come.
Well, no, it was the poor people phone, so I got it when
Now
it was
it's
new.
old, so poorer people come.
Yeah.
Oh, we should go for a rip in the Mustang.
So we're gonna need to wire brush that off.
The pack was so sad.
Let's work on. Let's finish the projects first and then rip around it.
Yeah.
because-
I can't get home now.
You're screwed. He needs to finish that. I mean, there's
Yeah.
always tomorrow.
Oh, you wanna take this for your Eclipse friend?
Oh yeah, that. Okay.
I hopefully won't need it for a second. But that's why I had the trans all the way out of the Lancer, and I used this, and it made it pretty painless.
So basically, unbolt the trans, jack the engine up, and then you can get.
Yeah, I hooked the engine first, and then took out, on that one, there's 4 engine mounts, end to end, and then 2 torque mounts. The 2 torque ones are on the transmission, annoyingly, not the engine. So the engine had to be on only one mount, all the way on the left wall. So I
Yeah,
had to
passenger side, and then you pivot it on the passenger.
hang the engine, and then I ended up dropping it down a little bit once I had the other 2 mounts off, unbolt and slide the trans out.
Question.
Doesn't sound too bad.
Before I put this on, it might be easier to remove the O2 sensor. Do you have an O2 sensor socket?
I have.
Yeah, he does.
Oh. Convenient.
Yeet.
Oh!
Right through the windshield.
Huh.
Do you know how to use an O2 sensor socket?
Have you
No,
ever
you don't.
seen one before?
Okay.
Hold on, let me remove this heat shield.
Yeah. Give me that.
You said you definitely want to weld this, yeah?
Yes, definitely.
Alright, I'm gonna start cleaning.
There. Good luck. Goodbye, O2 sensor wiring.
It's some distance away.
Second.
What do you think? I'm some kind of hack welder who
Yes.
who makes giant piles of shit?
Yes.
Next question. Absolutely.
Don't worry.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
No, the welds aren't that bad on you, President, considering
I mean,
how the angle you had to
considering.
do it at.
Yeah, and,
And
like
the
fact that
size of the
we
hole.
we didn't really clean it back to metal. I kind of like.
You have a breaker bar?
Here, that's
It's good
enough.
enough.
Edison, I need your breaker bar. Will that fit onto... Oh! Nice.
Nope, I got it.
Ah!
Are both ends of this supposed to be stainless?
Yes. The whole thing should be stainless.
eBay stainless.
Huh?
Don't do it yet.
I like to refer to it as stain less, not stain none. Like,
Yeah.
no stain, just, you know, less.
You're burning my head gasket!
Huh?
Oh, you okay there?
Got it. That was the O2 sensor breaking loose.
Hey, nice. I don't know if you're like this guy, but if you want anti-seize for anything going back in,
Yeah.
I got aluminum like aviation Permatex, and then I got copper anti-seize.
We can use anti-seize. Well, we should use anti-seize on the studs. I just didn't want to use it on that because I don't care.
I think O2 sensor is like the single most classic anti-seize use.
Okay,
Like,
if
big,
it ever needs to come
big
off
fine
again,
fish threads.
if this ever fails, I'm chopping the wiring off and leaving it in there. Because it doesn't need to pass emissions.
Just angle grind it like there.
Yes, it's because
Yeah.
the only reason it's on there is because when I plug the plug rigger in, that's the only thing it sees.
The only thing it can't tell to shut up.
Yeah, the light isn't on or anything. I just don't, like, I want to have no codes and no emissions. And I know I can have both.
Just want to see stupid clips.
Actually, it was Jake. He was at the birthday last year. He had a pretty new Mustang GT, like a Coyote 5.0.
No, don't try and twist that.
With absolutely no cats, absolutely no O2s. And he
Ow.
literally just tuned it so it didn't care.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
So like, he took it in for mass inspection, and they're like,
Oh, it goes out.
you're missing a lot of stuff, and they rejected it. Well,
Huh.
the car would never put any lights on. The car thought it was great. I didn't care.
Yeah, that's exactly. I should touch this right now, right?
Yeah. No, it's ground. There's no bolts on it.
How do you do
Oh
these?
yeah, no one stare at the welding, even though it looks pretty.
Yeah. No,
got it.
I'll tell before I actually light it up.
I'm gonna stare into the mini sun.
Hang on, your cameras.
This is one of the coolest tools. These are MIG pliers,
Thank you.
and it's like the most tools I've ever seen in one thing. There's a wire cutter, so you can like.
Oh, it's white.
That might be running a bit lean. And now you're putting a bigger turbo on it.
Time to do injectors?
No, this is direct injection.
The injectors are at like 2,000 psi.
Is it direct injected like at combustion pressure?
That goes into the cylinder. You got
Yeah,
spark
but
plug
does it
injector.
do it at top dead center? Like you can I know
probably
a
tell
lot-
it to
a
do
lot
it
of
whenever
these-
you want it
A lot
to.
of these are like intake. They close the valve and then they inject while it's still. Like,
You could
not
probably
a
tell
lot
it
of
to do
pressure.
whatever you wanted it to.
Like diesel injectors literally go at like absolute peak compression. I don't think.
Probably not on
I
this.
don't think
Actually,
direct injectors
you
do.
can
I mean, I'm
get
sure
these-
it's a lot more than.
You can run.
People have gotten these to diesel before. Yeah, it sounds really, really bad.
Oh, I bet dieseling in an aluminum
Here, you
block.
wanna hold this?
Dieseling
Oh,
in
wait.
an aluminum block.
Waka 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 waka.
That's exactly what it sounds like. It's when their shut off solenoid fails.
Rough translation from car to English. I hate you.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
Need to. Oh.
Yeah, it's when the shut off solenoid fails, it just keeps dieseling on its own fuel.
I'm gonna
It
move this-
diesels on gasoline.
Yeah.
Move this over here real quick.
You wanna hold this too? There's a lot of heavy.
Weak.
Alright, it's actual weld time now. So.
Okay, I'll try not to look that way. No promises.
Ah, you're gonna crush my fingers.
Just gotta purge the nitrous.
Nitrous purge. Hang on.
Oh, more bolts, please. How many do you got? I'll have all of them.
Like doing that. Oh,
This is relatively painless. Hey, there we go. That wasn't bad at all. I mean, I didn't see half of it, but hang on, you're hitting on something.
What am I hitting on?
Nothing. It just needs to be shoved on there.
There.
Beautiful. Picture time. Move your hands.
Hold on, this oil line.
Was that supposed to be on the other side?
Yes.
You told me to hold it.
Okay.
That fit a lot better. Okay, move your hands. I'm gonna just turn my reverse camera on and watch.
It's supposed to not have dirt.
That actually is pretty
You
good.
know I'm a real welder?
Well, no, I knew you could weld. I just hadn't witnessed it before because
I knew you could weld it.
I want to see
I
this.
just didn't believe
my
you.
only experience was with
Oh,
you putting
nice.
like
Yeah, just,
quarter-sized patches on my
shit
impressor.
boxing your.
Yeah. Let me grab a picture of that.
Aha! Now it's picture worthy.
Haha!
Yeah, just do this little inch right here. That's the best part.
Wahoo!
Also, you're gonna make a lot of people throw up with this side. Finish welding all the way
Bolts
around.
still in.
Yeah.
We're welding it with the bolts
Actually,
still
yeah,
in
since
it.
we're welding our
Take the bolts out and weld it.
Yeah.
I'll weld those in too. Oh my
Just
gosh.
weld everything.
No, weld
Yes.
That's
the
my favorite.
bolts.
Everybody's like, now you always start too small because you can add more hole. You can never take hole out. I'm like, ha!
Weld it all.
Yeah, this is pretty white in here.
Are you trusting your tune less?
It's. Look at
That's
that.
not nice.
Send a picture of that to DNR and be like, hey, is this normal?
Hey, BNR, I think my tone's a little,
Where's the V-band? Is it on there?
Yeah, I already
oh, you
put it
already
on.
put it on.
I just need to bolt
Check
it
this
on.
out real quick before you get going again.
Yeah.
Nice, big, huge new
Oh,
turbo.
man, it's in.
Yeah.
Went in easier than out?
Yes. Significantly
I
easier.
guess that's always the case. What?
Hee hee hoo hoo ha ha.
Okay, anyway, I have to go now.
I'm
You got a little bit of
I'm
like
gonna stay quiet here.
You got a little bit of porridge in here.
Thanks.
This is a little cheesy.
Yeah.
You wanna blast your math cleaner or anything before it goes back in?
Probably should.
I got real actual CRC math cleaner, so.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Man, this is like, it's funny because Eric and I keep saying every time we work on a project, it gets less ghetto. Every single project is less ghetto than the one.
Oh, I thought you meant like the thing you're working on gets less ghetto. That's not
That too.
You're getting there. I don't know about like reliably so, but
My CDR is the nicest thing I Like, my CBR is literally the nicest thing I own now.
yeah.
Is that the brush motor I smell, or is that the...
Take that and just towed the Subaru.
Or just stuck the exhaust on the back seat. Just full out lengthwise. I'm taking up the entire highway now.
Can you hold that rolled like here. Just because I won't interested in that. I guess I could put a jack stand on this.
Yeah, I would do that. I guess that's. How spare one? I think
There's a 6-ton over here. Oh, you got your little baby one?
Yeah, the one.
Walmart.
Ah, give me my socket.
Alright, time to not look anymore.
I ruined your exhaust.
I literally dragged it in here on the concrete. But, oh, what was I going to say? Yeah, I'm fairly certain that we cannot make this work, this gasket work. I mean, it is stretched a little bit, but like the holes we have in there is
They're completely outside, like not any overlap.
right on the edge.
Pretty tiny.
Well, obviously this one's smaller than it needs to be, but yeah, so we'll have to go get a gasket and whatever in the world we're going to use for studs.
Ah, my knees are giving out.
What?
Because I'm having to go like this and stretch my knees.
And you're 21. Come on.
No, I'm 22.
Oh,
I'm
right.
old.
Wait, when was your birthday again?
The 13th.
13th. Okay.
That was the sound of sadness.
Oh, it's in the coolant. Oh. Oh.
Both sizes, like small notch, big notch. This one says 025. This one says 030. So I assume that's whichever one you can read is the one on the back.
Yeah.
Opposite. That's weird. I think I'm still having like wire feed issues. These two just come out kind of slow.
Yeah, exactly. Loud bulb.
Is it still recording? How much? Hey. Hey, 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 hey. How much battery? How much battery?
I can't tell. Yeah, in the dark, that would be a lot more helpful. And you need to change the battery in it.
Is it still recording?
Yes.
Okay. I'll sit right in front.
Good. I'll lay underneath.
Just drive around town like... Oh my god.
Honestly, it sounds like basically the same idling. Idle is still just like that.
What did you expect? I mean, it has a huge crack in the header. I forgot I had the crackle tune on.
Oh my god.
Actually, can I see the video you just got? Yeah, I forgot the crackle tune was still on, so just turn up this thing I'm doing.
You won't be lying. Like they can.
Alright, so now we're torquing it down.
Huh?
Now we're torquing it down.
Yeah.
It's 15 foot-pounds, which I just did. The GoPro overheated.
A little bit. 15
And
foot-pounds for the first pass, and what for the second?
it was 18 for the second.
That has got a mad exhaust leak. It sounds like mine.
So it's only like one
Oh,
thing.
Eric, come and show them the header here.
Yeah, give me a sec. Yeah.
Found the
18.
exhaust leak.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this is pretty bad, but this is very, very cracked. So, yeah. No wonder it kept getting worse.
Yeah. I've already got the gaskets on and the washers. I can show you all the gaskets I use. So on here, I'm gonna blur out some of this, but yeah, that's everything I use. It's $55. Pretty self-explanatory. You'll see where the gaskets go. They only fit one way.
Nice ones too.
Was that a cat noise? Meow. Meow. So the easiest way to get to the turbo is down below.
So next steps, we need to get the studs down.
can't really show.
In the car.
I did have to remove the O2 sensor. And yeah. I don't recommend anyone installing their own turbo.
No, loose threads look yikes. On the one with the Home Depot bolt is in it. Because it is aluminum, so I'm very frightened.
Well, turbo's
Yeah,
torqued.
so am I. Helicoil time.
Now, how tight should I tighten the oil and coolant?
Banjo bolts just until it's snug.
Just until it's snug.
Plus a little bit.
That sounds like a good torque spec. Just until it's snug.
Yeah, that's plenty. That's
Well, they need to crush.
Oh.
They're metal in the center.
Oh. Interesting. I wonder if they just bottom out.
Not use the torque wrench.
Gonna need a bottom out brake washers.
Well, I wonder if the bolt pops out.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm sort of still concerned about
The torque spec is just like arbitrarily high. It's like, yeah, it'll just stop spinning like
Yeah,
as much as you want at that point.
I'm still very concerned about the. Let me see if one of these actual.
You wanna PDM right now and give them some chance to soak at least?
I'm gonna try and thread this thing and see how much I need to hot brush. I'm gonna see if this one actually. That thread is cold. Nice.
Most of this is 13s, conveniently.
I'm gonna see if it's actually still the right threadage, or if I totally screwed it up and we have to go get a tab.
Whee.
So far so good, but I'm gonna do that until it bottoms out and then thread it back out. And if it
Beep.
can do that, then it's probably fine.
Beep. Oh, you know, I just realized we can't start it, with the V-band undone.
Why?
Because everything's in the way, and I already put the V-band back on.
Well, we can just start it with a big exhaust leak.
Yeah.
I kind of just want to hear the turbo. Are you sure you're not going to be able to like scooch it off a little?
Maybe.
Because I really want to hear turbo spool. Because it's also going to make you want to get a catless downpipe.
Straight up, just go.
Stock turbo.
We might need to tap set. Well, it's aluminum, it should tap pretty easily. The beginning of the threads are mostly
about there like being enough left.
well, the beginning of the threads are mostly rubble, so
These are 17s. Oh. there, there's 2 bolts. They're 10s. You're gonna need a long extension. Alright, so we got the oil return line on. That was difficult. We had to use a really long extension. One person on top adjusting the gasket, and one on top, or one on bottom to get the bolt in, and one on top to adjust the gasket. Now I'm putting the bypass valve on. All of this is just basically repeat of from taking it apart. You just kind of have to disassemble everything that's in your way, like on every other car. Oh. Ting. Alright, so the guys went to go get some parts for the Subaru. I've got the PCV back on, the boost controller, I guess, hooked up back to the turbo. I snugged some fit-ins and tightened up the entire exhaust. I'm probably going to be doing like a voiceover for this, so I can explain in greater detail, because I'm trying to figure this out as I go. But it's on. I was just going to come and do coolant, put some coolant on it, or in it. That's cool. So you want to use It's already bubbling. It's good. I'm probably gonna need to go to Harbor Freight and get a vacuum thing for this. But it's doing a good job already. Already put around a little less than half a gallon. I just have the cap a little loose for now. Really what's all left is fire truck. Guess the heat shield. And I can probably button up the rest, and then it's ready. You should probably check the oil because I did lose some. I don't recommend this installation to anyone who isn't super experienced. I'm good on oil. If you're not super experienced with this, probably should have a professional install it. It's pretty complicated. So up on top here you have your oil feed, underneath is your oil return, you have your coolant feed, and then your coolant return. On the old turbo I can show you. That's the oil return, coolant return, oil, coolant feed, oil feed. Hopefully you guys can see this. This is your PCV. I basically took the boost controller, I left the bypass valve in the car, hooked it to the harness, just took it out, and then just bolted it up while the turbo's on the car because it's easier. This I fed behind the hood thing to keep the hood up, the hood prop. I put it behind there so it wouldn't get it in the way while I was doing all this. Yeah. First, I'm going to only crank it over a few times because I just
and just like watch for fluid just guzzling out.
I mean, it'll just keep cranking until it says start failed or something.
I don't see any drips.
What?
I don't see any fluid coming out anywhere, so that's cool. I don't hear any leaking.
Alright, let's give it a go. I'll plug the coils back in.
Yeah.
Turn the key off, please. I've already had enough of those. I don't need more.
Should we get all like the loose, tiny parts off of the cowl here first?
Yeah, Addison, you're the guy they write disconnect the battery in every service manual. It's definitely not me.
Just give it a go. It's smooth.
Disconnect. Oh, it's like doing a headlight recall.
It's already on. I got those all.
Whoa! Is that the factory fuel rail?
Yes.
Yeah.
Direct
Oh,
injection.
beautiful. Dude, why is everything in this car stainless?
Alright, let's hear it.
Sounds fine, I think.
I'm not seeing leaks anywhere.
Let me look at the bottom.
What?
Is that the sound of the turbo? That's just excess stuff burning off.
Yeah, that's pretty leak-free down here. I don't see a tire dripping.
Sweet. I guess we won't know unless you give it a rev whether or not the turbo is actually spinning.
What's this?
Give it a second to warm up.
Yeah.
Don't rev it cold.
I will rev bomb this car.
Keep the oil pressure's good, it's fine.
Oh, okay, there's a few around. Just need to make sure they're not supposed to be in there. Oh, listen, I didn't take noise. Slurpee.
That's sucking a lot. That's sucking a lot more air in.
Yeah, that's a lot harder than it was.
So wait, this was running slightly lean before.
Well, he dialed back
like
the
10 millimeters for the turbo.
yeah.
How's our coolant level?
I don't know.
Oh, we did this a lot. Should probably check that.
I did pop it off.
It's bubbling, so it looks like it's
Yeah.
sort of bleeding itself.
Yeah, there's stuff coming out the overflow. The tank's at like half.
Yeah, that's full mark.
Wow.
This is the only time your car will smoke. That sounds gnarly.
Get my IQ back to like, fair for everybody else.
Here, let me go to the exhaust. Give it a rev, little one. Yeah.
Good old wheelie tractor.
You're not going to hear a whole lot of turbo because the cats really absorb all that. Yeah. It's louder though. It's definitely moving more air. It is. Does the boost gauge fill up a lot quicker?
It shoots up to 7 now.
When you just do that?
It used to only shoot up to 4.
Holy cow. Suck. Ooh. How's our coolant looking? Coolant's still fine. How are the temps looking?
131.
Does it look like it's climbing abnormally fast?
Yeah, a tad bit. There's definitely air bubbles.
Okay. Sweet. Alright, so now we're gonna bleed the coolant out, or bleed the air out of the coolant system, and so Harbor Freight to the rescue. I guess we'll see how this goes. We'll get back to you once we've got some progress.
Alright, so Harbor Freight, you got some video already,
I
right?
did.
Yeah. So we got that, we got it figured out, we got the cone hooked up, and now we have a vac hooked up to there. There's the coolant over there, and now I'm going to run the car with the heater on full and just kind of watch it. Keep that there so I can see it. We're at negative 13 pounds of mercury. Okay, that's better. Just know you're going to get a lot of coolant everywhere. We're at 131 for coolant temp. Still at negative 15. Needs to get up to temp, which temp is 180. You know, temp is 180 on this.
Yeah.
So
if it doesn't get to temp, then it's normal.
yeah. This might take a while.
Yeah.
I don't know why the fan's kicking on. We'll get back.
Alright, we're gonna go on a quick drive, scrape, mud flaps go scrape, and we're gonna be keeping an eye on the boost here. Time for like sort of the first pull.
Well, let's get it up to temp a little bit. Oh!
It's so loud!
It's making a lot of boost. Check the desired boost.
I can't figure that out.
It's down and up.
Okay, hang on.
Crunch.
Des boost 0. Boost was like 3. So it's trying to do 0 and it's actually doing 3. That thing's loud. Oh my gosh.
Let's get it up to temp first, and then we can kind of give it a light.
40 psi. Do you think that's the wastegate? I think your tune is unhappy.
Is it just like immediately venting it all because it's like panicking?
It sounds like it.
It kind of does. That could also be because you set the wastegate lower.
What is that light?
It's for planes. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, that's
6, 7.
Is it like
How's our temps?
Good. I think coolant's fine.
Shall we do a yeet then? A yee. Holy cow.
What did that go to?
21.
Oh, it's not supposed to be that high, that low.
PSI at like $2,000.
Yeah.
21 PSI at $2,000?
Yeah.
Actually, let me get a video of that. It's making almost 10 pounds of boost at 2,000 RPMs.
No piston time.
Axle snapping territory.
It's like hesitating. I don't want to push it too much.
Probably, you don't hit that bridge, you probably want to turn around.
Yeah. Where, like up here?
Yep, anywhere in this big old parking lot.
Where's the turn around?
That works, that works. Yeah. Right there.
Go in here and out the other one if you want.
Yeah. Oh yes, 10 PSI at $2,000.
Yeah.
2 PSI at 1,500.
It's
Making boost at nothing.
It's definitely working.
5 PSI
Yeah.
idle.
So I wanted to make a quick summary here. I just finished editing the video and wanted to cover some topics. And I want to thank Turbobay so much for helping out with getting this turbo. Please check them out. I'll list a link down below to Turbobay, all the other parts I used, BNR too. I want to thank you guys all for that. Definitely check out Turbobay. So I did did not show this, but when I had to drive back, I had to be able to drive back because it was making too much boost. And what I did is took a TIG welding rod and wrapped it around the wastegate and had it open up. I'll show a picture. And I got it into limp mode to drive it back, and so I'm running NA currently until B&R sends me the new tune for the car. But yeah, please check out Turbobay, and yeah, they helped a lot with this. It's pretty insane how much boost it makes now, just in the low RPMs. I did send the data log out to B&R, and I'll post shortly when I get the new tune to show how much power this really makes. I hope this was informative enough, but yeah. I recommend, if you're going to install this yourself, make sure you have a lot of tools. Get some people who know what they're doing. Like, I went to Ben's with Edison, and if I didn't have I don't have half the tools he does, but with his garage we were able to get that done pretty quickly, I'd say. And if you know how to work on motors, do some pretty extensive stuff, I think you can do it. Yeah. And as you guys seen, me and Edison, we've rebuilt motors already, motorcycles. Yeah, I can try to help a lot of you, but if you don't have any of the tools or need the tools, either do your research. That will definitely help you a lot. I hope this video was very informative. Well, it's probably going to be 2 videos because it's almost 2 hours long. Did not anticipate that much video being needed. Yeah. And you can find me on Instagram at New Hampshire Cruze. Edison's Instagram, I'll link down. Actually, everyone's Instagram I'm going to link down below. And definitely check out the Gen 2 Cruze group, because a lot of people there can help too. There's already a lot of information available there. As you've seen, I've uploaded the wastegate video and the catch can and all of the other types of videos. So, I mean, it would help out a lot, guys, if you like, comment, and subscribe. I normally don't say that. Don't really want to be one of those YouTubers who just say, oh, like, comment, and subscribe. I want you guys to make that your own decision, but hopefully this video helped you guys learn what it took to really do this. It's kind of cold, that's why I'm shivering right now. But yeah, definitely check out Turbobay. Their turbo's amazing. At the end of the video, I'll put pictures comparing the 2 turbos in greater depth, so you can really see how much of a difference there is. Thanks for watching.